Welcome everyone. My name is Sudama. Welcome to our wonderful magic carpet ride meditation today. We want to turn all our pain into pleasure, and we want to just relax and release and melt into the heart. Feel that beautiful feeling inside that is so joyous. I'm just going to breathe in some oxygen, delicious life force coming in. You can kind of test yourself. How alive do you want to be in this moment? And then take a look at the breath that you take in. A mighty breath. Just breathe in the delicious prana shakti, life force energy. So today we want to be the viewer, not the doer. We want to drop deeper state of consciousness that allows us to take this magic carpet ride through the body. In Chinese medicine, there's something called the Sheng cycle. And the Sheng cycle is essentially the elemental pairs of your organs communicating through a cycle that follows the elements. It goes from water, which feeds wood, which feeds fire, which feeds the invisible fires, which then energizes the earth energy in the body, and the earth energy anchors the metal energy, and then the metal energy mineralizes the kidney waters, and the cycle comes back. So I thought today we would take a little mythopoetic journey through the wonderful gardens of the body and talk to the organs and glands. And part of that is a kind of a blessing as we go, right? As we experience each organ, we send it love, we thank it. It's not something we do that often, and it's generally a very good idea to do because these guys work so hard on your behalf. So we take a nice deep breath. And release, relax. And then finding that posture that is very comfortable. It's better that you don't lie down actually because you might fall asleep. Although if you do that, that's fine. It's more like a yogic sleep, it's a tandra. So that's good. You'll still receive the blessings of the intention of the meditation. So we breathe, drop in, relaxing the future, it doesn't exist. Relaxing the past is done. And notice that your body is actually the past. It's a very interesting thought. Everything that you've ever been is arriving at this moment in the form of you, right? Your body, your glands, your organs, your rivers, your mind. Everything you've ever done, everything you've ever said, everything you've ever thought. Here you are. Your prarabdha karma has given you a body. Your sanchita karma is actively working out your livelihood as you speak, as you flow, as you meditate. And your agami karma is instantaneous. This is you drop a rock on your foot, it will hurt quickly. So in the balance of all these three karmas, the ones that we can change the best are the last two. It's harder to change the blueprint for your chin. It's hard to change different things. But if we drop inside to this more waveform state of energy, it's this waveform state of energy that's actually creating the body. So we get to a more subtle level of the blueprint, we can make more alteration. You can heal yourself. So let's breathe and let's consider the body for a moment as a kingdom or a republic, a presidency, a country that's governed by lots of glands and organs. And we're just going to travel around and meet your cabinet here. So let's start with the heart, the monarch, the president, you, the President of the United States of Love, the King and the Queen. Just experience how powerful you are. Nobody has power over you ultimately. Just experience the freedom of the heart. And the heart is married to the small intestine. Small intestine is sort of like the Department of Immigration, the Department of Assimilation, the Department of Integration. And so these two organs are married together. And let's just give them our blessing. Oh, thank you, small intestine. Thank you, heart, for all that you do. It's a mighty job. And notice that the heart has its presidential advisors, the invisible organs, the pericardium. Pericardium is sort of like the Secret Service. You can't see them, but there they are protecting the president. So you have your own Secret Service around your heart. It's kind of like a leather jacket you can refresh periodically when it gets a little shredded. So let's just refresh that pericardial sheath. It's like fire those old Secret Service guys and hire some new ones. So you fire your committee, hire a new committee. This is a new day, a new dawn. Whatever brought you to this moment, you might be limping into home base here. You want to just refresh that whole deal. How are we going to do that? Essentially by dropping inside, dropping out of the box world particularity into the waveform singularity, where the wish-fulfilling tree future is available to you. You just make a wish in this deeper state, and the universe will come and sweep your courtyard for you. You literally activate cosmic powers that come to assist you. So first things first, let's just drop in, talk to your spiritual lawyer, talk to your mind. Mind is kind of like the Secretary of State, perhaps, right? Maybe kind of vice president, but that would more be the brain. Your mind is maybe, more powerful than the brain. So, secretary of all the states of consciousness. Your mind, the second most powerful force in the universe next to love. Let's just consider this. Nesting the mind in the heart. Good parking slot. We breathe into that thought. Relaxing brain, relaxing mind. Dropping into the heart. There's another invisible organ around the heart. It's called the pericardium. It's called the triple warmer. And the triple warmer is sort of like the presidential advisor. He sort of takes the information from the brain. Let's call that the Pentagon. And the information from the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, and from your FBI, your feeling-based instincts in your gut. So you've got these three guys, right? FBI, CIA, Pentagon, triple warmer. These are the governors. They control 26 fluids in your body. If you get a little overheated at the top, they kind of work it out, right? So we can keep this wonderful balance in the triple warmer, a beautiful Chinese understanding of the invisible dynamics in the body. So let's just pause there. Just that's plenty for a moment. Around your heart are many powers. 12 petals. It's like your cabinet. These are your emotions. They protect you. They're all good. And so we nest them in the geometry of the heart. Feel that beautiful feeling in the heart. Wow. So good. No better place to be than in the heart. You could take a drive to Vegas and it might be kind of boring compared to meditating in the heart, actually. Just relaxing brain, dropping into the heart. Takes a while. The brain is sort of like a politician who won't leave office or something. It just won't let go. So we want to relax the brain. Oh. Have a seat, Mr. Vice President. Secretary of State has everything under control, so it thinks. And so we relax mind. And again, small intestine, Department of Immigration, Department of Assimilation. So let's just take something that you haven't assimilated lately. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a problem at work. Something's stuck. So it's, your stomach has digested it perhaps and drops into your small intestine. And we need to assimilate it. Which is both an emotional and a physical phenomenon, so which is why in Chinese medicine, the small intestine is the husband of the heart. So we're just dropping into assimilation mode. It will do it by itself. Once the food passes your collarbone, it's like sayonara. Down it goes. Who knew? Who knows these people? They're gone now. They're down in there somewhere. So this is the autonomic part of the body that takes care of everything. It breathes you, pretty much running you. So let's thank our autonomic nervous system. There's 7 main stations. It's like a switchboard in a house, circuit breaker board. So we'll just check in on hunger, thirst. When you're meditating, you can exist on a more subtle essence energy. You don't need to eat. Later you can eat. Fight, flight, that's the big one. So just gonna turn the fight switch off. Click. Peace. The heart is peace. The heart is neutral. We could say maybe God is neutral. God lives in your heart. Feel the peace. And let's get some assistance from your pancreas. Okay, so your pancreas is a kind of peacemaker, pancreas, right? Creativity everywhere. Sweetness department. Leptin, pepsin, amylase, all these good things helping the stomach activate. That's right, turn that fight, flight switch off. We breathe. Peace is so much more powerful than war. So we'll just experience, there's little wars going on in the body sometimes. You just want to go to your pancreas, make a little peace deal. Pancreas is connected to the Department of Defense. Your liver. So let's go over to the liver and deliver, let's say, National Guard, Army Corps of Engineers might be needed. There's 2 hurricanes coming into town. There's a Republican National Convention happening at the same time. What a coincidence. So let's say this storm that's coming in from the bottom, luckily it's going to avoid your spleen, because it's going to miss Miami, it's going to miss Florida. Because Florida is your spleen, right? It's where red blood cells go to die. It's not far from Atlanta, the center of disease control. Special Forces Distribution Depot. It's sort of like where they house the military. Macrophages, killer T's. What we think is the immune system. Sure, we'll go with that as part of the immune system. But what is the immune system really? Well, I was just speaking with a soil scientist briefly earlier today. And she was telling me that really your immune system is your microbiome, and it's the microbiome around you. It's sort of the agriculture everywhere. When Pasteur and Deschamps were arguing about what is disease, Deschamps was arguing that it has more to do with the environment, and Pasteur was saying it has more to do with germs. And then eventually, before he died, Pasteur renounced his germ theory, actually, but it was too late. The medical world had been created around it, and off it went. So, the immune system, the I am unity system, in Indian medicine, it's your blood, right? The rakta, the power of the blood is the immune system. You could argue that your mind is part of your immune system, your thoughts. They create chemistry. So all of these dynamics are operating, making you powerful and strong. And then we have Star Trek deflector shields, all sorts of electromagnetic radiations, many layers of our sheaths. Let's just take a moment and notice what you are electromagnetically. God bless the medical world, but for the most part, they want to treat you chemically. They'll diagnose you electromagnetically periodically, but they'll treat you chemically, okay? But today, we're doing something a little different. No drugs. No machines. No external, except perhaps wisdom coming through or good intention. Just this beautiful inside-out understanding that your life force, your power, your health comes from within. And so we want to just bask in the glow, just feel that. Invest in your microbiome. My soil scientist friend was telling me that fulvic acid is what everything breaks down to in this soil. It's a chelator. It balances everything in your body. We might want to actually take fulvic acid to balance out your biome. This is a supplement. It's actually everywhere. It's what the earth is doing with ulmic acid, fulvic acid. I'm not a soil scientist, but I'm just feeding back something I heard that seemed very important to me. Notice that your body is kind of a set of gardens. All your organs and glands have an agriculture to them. So what's the Department of Agriculture? How about your large intestine? Recycling department. So what have we left out? Kidneys and bladder. Let's say the water systems of your body are ancestral, meaning the water is full of information, the bubbling springs of the ancestral lakes and rivers coming through the DNA. Just notice this reservoir of potency held in your kidneys. Gratitude itself, the water energy. Your bladder is kind of like a policeman. Kind of like our other end, right? Withholding, restraining. Keeps things from just... So we need that contractive energy dynamic in the body for balance, dynamic tension. We have dynamic organs, we have yin organs. The chakras alternate kind of yin, yang, kind of it's like strong and liquid, strong, liquid, alternating. So your second chakra, your heart, and your third eye are like rivers of light. First, third, fifth, seventh are like floors of your house, solid. And so this architecture of the body, this wonderful communication in the body, let's say your blood. What is your blood? It's like the post office. Post office needs your help. Strengthen your blood. Love your blood. Wow, just loving your blood, loving your ancestors, loving your family. Love. The blood loves love. It wants to race up to your heart and have a party. Just feeling that spiraling happy blood moving through your body. Just feel it. Clockwise, spiraling. Your circulatory system, your rivers, your avenues, your highways, your streets. And who drives this show? Let's say your lungs, the Department of Transportation and Commerce. So we're just loving up our lungs. Pleurosacs, alveoles, empty space in there. Breathing in, just feeling the love coming in. This is formally a healing intention. We're not just traveling through the body because it's Disneyland. We're traveling through the body with healing intention to energize systems that are weak, to relax systems that might be exaggerated, to bring to balance all of the systems. Meditation is the ultimate compassionate gift to the body. And there's some information there on the screen about fulvic acid. So we breathe into the wondrous soil of our body. We have 20,000 chromosomes, 20,000 genes, 46 chromosomes. And those 20,000 genes are shared by all mammals. Just different versions. So we're just, it's like, whoa. Just feeling how amazing it is that you even exist and that your body is a 140,000-year-old vehicle is so brilliantly designed to accommodate your every desire. Your eyes are the best cameras in creation. You can see 50,000 colors, I believe it is. So we're just marveling at the body. That is a meditation unto itself. Whoa. Amazement stops the mind. It's amazing. Don't forget the gallbladder. If you have one still. Bile moving through the body. Not sure which department the bile is. Gallbladder. So I'll leave that to you. If you have any brilliant thoughts, you can type them in. It's like an assistant to the Department of Defense in there somewhere. And just feel the peace that is your true nature. We're just going to meditate for a few minutes now. Breathing through the nose. Relaxing brain. Just feel the stillness. So now we're going to do a little extension of the journey. We've sort of fleshed out some of these islands we're visiting, these departments, these realms, these powers. And let's just put it all together here. So let's say the axis of the self, so like the axis mundi, right? This sort of divine tree anchoring into the earth. Feel your roots, the relaxation in the neck, central nervous system aligning, connecting with your peripheral system, top and bottom of your spine. Connecting your somatic nervous system, connecting to organs and glands. Good feeling, attracting the healing. Cerebral spinal fluid cleansed. Just feeling your spinal cord, just sort of tensing it, grabbing it, feeling it strong, and then relaxing. So this mighty pillar, this rod of God, right? Let's align the symmetries, left side, right side, front to back, head balanced, relaxed. 20 pounds, perfectly pivoting, weighs nothing, like you weigh nothing. It's just gravity pulling on you, but she loves you. It's the Earth Mother. You are weightless. You're mostly empty space. I like to say, and with speed of light particles, I just noticed this wondrous cloud of being, this massive electromagnetic field that you are, with all its subfields. And by just basking in the glow, it energizes everything. It energizes the flow. It energizes everything. So whatever you were worried about becomes irrelevant. The future, don't worry about it. As you come into this present moment, you'll taste things better. Smells will be more obvious. You'll tune into the light show, relaxing the brain, relaxing your neck and shoulders. The gut itself is a nervous system. It's of a triple, tripartite stomach, small intestine, large intestine. Like I said, it's your FBI, your feeling-based intuitive system, intake system. Your gut feels, your heart reacts, your brain thinks. We can skip the thinking part. Let's just drop into the heart, feel this speed of light, intuitive, energetic spaces. We just know everything. Body knows everything already. Why am I so confident saying that? Because kinesiology is based on that. You just ask the body a question and it'll give you an answer. It knows. So we're just honoring this body, this seriously smarter than us. Certainly smarter than the conscious mind. Just listening to the body. Stop, look, listen. If I understand the soil scientist correctly, health is from the inside out. drop to the kidneys and bladder, this water power, bubbling springs. Feel that good feeling bubbling up. Good feeling. Moves into the liver, feeds the wood energy of the liver. If you're stuck, feel like your business isn't happening, you need energy, you're depressed, going backwards, whatever, this is a liver issue usually. Right? Stagnant energy needs to grow like bamboo. It needs to shift, grow, not be stagnant. So we move that stuck energy out of the liver, logs to the bonfire of the heart, energizing the heart, energizing the small intestine, energizing the triple warmer, strengthening the pericardial sheath. And all these 4 fire organs in the chest. Just feel the blaze of the fire element in your chest. Okay, right now, if you're in California, you might want to have a glass of water while you do that. There's a lot of fires going on. So let's say that fire element in you, balancing with the water element, the wood element, the earth element, metal element, all balancing out. This all happens by itself in meditation. You don't have to do much. You just have to agree. Sign on the line. I am meditating. Make the date. So we're just parking the heart for a minute. 50,000 femtotesla field. The golden glow. Invisible organs. Notice your brain. Notice your heart. Notice your gut. And just hang out with them. They're speaking to you. They're speaking to us. But that was a dog. If you need a mantra, the breath is brilliant. It's a natural mantra. Hum, sa. It helps you concentrate. Hum, sa. It's a beautiful rhythm. Hum, sa. It means swan in Sanskrit. It also means I am that. It's a natural equation of identity. You're saying that you are everything every time you breathe. I am that I am. Every moment is liberating, right? Kind of depends on what you're saying at that moment too. Whatever your thought is, it's sort of like musical chairs. It freeze frames you into that in that moment. I remember my poetry teacher at Princeton used to say, you're only as good a poet as your personality is expanded, right? It's like your personality limits you or expands you. And so in a similar kind of way, We're limited by our understanding, right? We're limited by who we are, our personality. So let's feel, where's the wall, where's the edge of that? Where do you feel still hemmed in, still stuck? Like, oh. Just notice it, find it, feel your limit. What are you pushing against? Everybody's got some kind of place they're leaning into. Like your arrival. You've arrived, and now where are you going to go? Got your bags? And where's the cab? Okay, so the inner cab. Last week we worked with the Bhagavad Gita information, with Krishna in the chariot, with Arjuna. They had their own cab. The body is the cab, right? The body is the vehicle. The body is the field. The microbiome. The immune responder, requiring constant updates. This wondrous biodiversity of the body. Literally, what is it, a gazillion microorganisms plus. Bacteria, fungis, viruses. They're all driving your evolution. They're all informing this wondrous inner universe. You could argue from that point of view that the viruses are your friends. No such thing as actually as a bad virus. It's just you have a bad response. Your microbiome is bad. The virus is just passing through town. Okay, so there's so many understandings of this, but let's just say, feel the bliss of being who you are. Wow. We bask. Just feel this community of your body, the virome, all the beings that exist in you, 100 trillion cells. And in the cell, mitochondria, is a whole nother species exists in you. Wow. The soil scientists suggested that the fulvic acid will heal your leaky gut. Acts as a kind of circuit board. Tightens everything up. Digestive tract. So you're not leaking. Not getting weak. The food we eat has 20% of the minerals it used to have. We just don't have that power anymore. We don't have the strength in the body to even think straight, evidently. Of course we're being whacked by all kinds of forces. So from the inside out, we breathe and counter the outside in. You want to be 51% plus. No victims here. Major shareholder, CEO of your very own self, pushing back. Stillness will clear the illness. The train agrees. Paracelsus quote, great alchemist, man is ill because he is never still. I like the hip-hop version. Stillness clears the illness. Our body is a kind of hydraulic system, right? Pressure and vacuum govern. Pressure is pain. Pressure is evolution driving you, pushing you. New viruses coming in, new bacteria coming in, new situations, new challenges. And yet change is good, right? Change allows you to come to a new solution. It's a challenge. It's not a problem. The law of comfortable space, the law of uncomfortable pressure are working against each other. And so we find that comfortable space and feel the peace. Sometimes the comfortable space works against us. We get too comfortable with addiction, with conditioning, with bad foods, toxic people. So we have to melt the glue on that, undo the conditioning. So let's say the part of you that's not well, that feels sick, that has some issue, we put it into the black frame mirror. Looks terrible, doesn't it? Okay, so then what do? We refresh it, put a nice white frame around it, shake up the Etch-a-Sketch, refresh, new picture, looking fabulous, looking healthy. The mind is usually taken down by negative pictures, bad thoughts, bad images, not helpful. Clear, replace, good thoughts, good feelings, refresh. Beautiful mental pictures, postcards from the interior. Okay, let's have some fun for a minute. Let's look at the 5 different elements for a minute and see if we can figure out which one you are or dominates in you based on your second chakra. So what does that mean? So let's say if you're a fire energy person, fire knows no boundaries. Fire will burn your house down tonight, not tomorrow. Fire can be out of control. Fire likes to merge. Fire is like an explosive thing, right? So if you're fire dominant, that might be how your sexuality looks, right? Fiery and explosive. If you're a wood energizing person, if you tend to be dominated by your liver, wood principles. Sort of the funny joke would be, you want it longer, better, harder. Right? Slow take over time. The wood. Let's say your earth energy. You want to connect, but you want to hug, but maybe you don't want to merge, actually. Right? This isn't just for sexuality, this is for everything, right? I'm just using the example of that because it's provocative. But let's say for your metal energy person, they like rituals. Everything has to be safe, has to be a certain way, right? That's the metal. And what do we leave out? The water is mystical, wants to penetrate, wants to merge. So all of these tendencies are there on every level. Every chakra has these 5 dynamics going on. So let's just go to the heart and see what's happening there with your wood, your fire, your earth, your water, your metal. You can feel, what kind of person are you? Based on some of those descriptions that were fun, how do you respond to the universe? Most likely you're 2 of them. Some combination. Like in Ayurvedic medicine, you might be Vata Pitta, right? So air, fire. Or Kapha Pitta, earth, fire. Right? You can look at your body, you can kind of tell which elements are dominating. If you meditate all day long like some yogis, they risk drying out the water element and the earth element, so they just turn into air and fire. And sometimes you hear about these great yogis, they suddenly leave their body and they're only like 40 years old. Just poof! And they just burnt up their water and earth element. Off they went. So if you want to stick around on the planet for a while, let's say balance all the elements. And let's just notice earth for a minute. Grounding. Feel the planet loving you. Maybe get a little taller. More space between your vertebrae. More flexibility, rotational motion. If you have too much fire in your body, you could burn up the collagen. You could have arthritis, right? You have inflammatory diseases. So if you're having inflammation, any kind, you want to work with your fire element. Right now, this is a general healing, right? We're working, there's, 26 people here right this moment. It's like I'm speaking generally so everyone can connect to something. I recommend having a private session with me sometime if you want to get really clear and specific with your particular issues. I work right over the phone. It's an information transfer. I listen and feel what you need to hear as an intuitive healer. So right now I'm doing something similar. I'm tuning into my body, feeling the collective. So air is the next element coming up. Now in the Chinese system, they don't have air. Well, they do, but it's called metal. And that's why it rules the lungs. It's like, why is air and metal? How did that happen? Maybe oxygen cuts like a knife, right? It has this edge to it. That's a very powerful element. So speaking of oxygen, I'm going to bring in another modality. I'm going to go to the brain. We're going to go to the third octave of creation. I think, well, what the heck is he talking about? So we got hydrogen, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. Those are the noble gases in the chakras. So you got 2 noble gases of hydrogen above the head. That's why we kind of arc up into the divine energetically. It's very light and spacious, and when we're dropping into the earth, going down into the body, it becomes denser, right? Handles other aspects of our universe. But if we go to the third octave of creation, there's 8 elements that dominate that jurisdiction. And so let's just tune into them. So the first salt that appears is lithium. And lithium and fluorine are an atomic pair. Notice a lot of things in the universe come in pairs. Especially hormones, actually. They're up and down switches. So the atomic elements have a match. So we got oxygen and beryllium, boron and nitrogen, helium, carbon, lithium, fluorine. Okay, so we just hang out with that octave for a minute. It sort of makes sense that helium and the brain go together, right? It's kind of like a balloon. It's really important to relax the brain. It really is the hijacker. We love the brain, but dude, let's give it up to the heart, right? It's so much smarter there, right? So the brain just needs to relax. Just feel that relaxation as you drop into this much more spacious field. Opening the heart, relaxing brain. It's only a foot and a half. You got to travel. And yet, it takes a lifetime, right, to coordinate this. And so I should add that there's brains everywhere throughout the body. So as sort of our final meditative observation, let's say, notice how many brains can you count in your body? You'll get to a point where you just sort of go, it's infinite. But let's go with the main ones, right? You have a cranial brain. You have a coccygeal brain. You have a missing tail brain. I hope the the Google police don't block that one. The tail brain. We've never heard of this tail brain he speaks of. It must be pseudoscience. Well, let's take a look. We have a hole in the sacrum for a tail. Our monkey ancestors, certainly on the body level, have had tails, and there's a tail brain. And so we still have this missing tail brain energetic consciousness there that now we experience it as a shame department. Right? It's a tail between the legs place. So let's clear that. Clear that tail brain. Left hemisphere, right hemisphere. Delete. It's like another way to work with the top and bottom of the spine of the peripheral nervous system. Chemo's counting the brains. Chemo's got a lot of brains. He's a sailor. Okay, so top of the spine, bottom of the spine. Sympathetic, parasympathetic integration. That's a good one. You can do it to yourself every once in a while. Just integrate top and bottom. Because you'll find you'll start overdriving with one or the other, right? You might be getting too relaxed or too crazy, right? You want that nice in-between balance of the sort of centripetal, centrifugal dynamic, the push out, the pull in, right? It's alternating systems. We pulse, we breathe, heart beats, we groove. Just noticing all the brains in the body. Organs have a brain each. Endocrine glands are really smart. In fact, the smaller they are, the smarter they are. So we're just pulling it all together. The left wing side of you, the right wing side of you, the centrist, the conservative, the radical, all these parts of your being coming together. The I am convention. Beautiful. Okay, so we just did a wonderful mythopoetic journey. Beautiful magic carpet ride. I can see a lot of you stayed for the duration. Thank you so much for your attention and love and sharing energetically. So before we sign off, well, let's just tune again into this collective of us who are here. It's like we kind of exchange invisible gifts with our presence. Again, breathing through the nose. Beautiful life force coming in. Toxins leaving. Each time we breathe, we bring in more coherency. And then you contribute that nutrient to the world. Yes, thank you everyone. I love you too. Let's just sing a little bit of love songs. Sorry, things fly around. Just feel all that space. To give love, it's the only thing that heals you. Come on, sisters, give it to your brothers. To give love, it's the only thing that heals you. Come on, brothers, give it to your sisters. If you give it, I have learned, it will all be returned if you only give your love. Only thing that heals you. Come on, sisters, give it to your brothers. Give love, it's the only thing that heals you. Come on, people, give it to the people. If you give it, I have learned, it will all be returned if you only give your love. And all that we have is love. And all that we have is hope and love, hope and love. If you give it a hammer, it will all be returned. If you only give your love, you only give your love. That we have is love. That's part of a song by Brett Dennen. Okay, everyone, namaste.